Does the Canon EOS R still hold up in 2021 with cameras like the R6, the R5, and the soon-to-be R3? I'll give you my 2 cents. The 30.3 megapixel sensor, the same one out of the Canon 5D Mark IV, gives you excellent quality of image. It's beautiful color, and straight out of camera, I oftentimes really like what I see. I also enjoy the ease of use. I remember being in the camera store, having a Sony in one hand and the EOS R in the other, and just the EOS R felt so intuitive. It felt so easy to use compared to and the rotating screen. It is a blessing when you are a one-man show. So yeah, I personally really enjoy the form factor. I enjoy the specs when it comes to photography. It is an excellent camera. Could it maybe shoot a few more frames per second? Yeah. Could it maybe have a second card slot? Also, yeah, that would be nice. That's why I still have my 5D Mark III, kicking around. But overall, it is a professional level camera, and it will give you professional level imagery. Something the EOS R doesn't have, it's kind of a con in photography, but it's a pro with video. There's no IBIS, there's no in-body image stabilization, meaning with photography, yeah, it's a little shakier and you gotta be a little more steady with your shot. But with videography, cinematography, all that stuff, when you're shooting wide, you don't get the infamous wobble, the infamous IBIS wobble that every IBIS camera seems to give you. So I personally really enjoy the fact that this camera, the EOS R, doesn't have IBIS. And even when I go to upgrade my 5D and I get something like a R5 or the R3, R1, whatever I decide to get for my next camera, I'm going to keep the EOS R kicking around because having a camera with no IBIS is actually a very valuable tool, especially one that is in the same lens family as the camera I choose to upgrade to. More on video, the Canon EOS R does shoot in 4K, which is excellent. However, there is a crop. It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing. It just means it's a little rougher shooting your wide angles. And when you're shooting telephoto, it's kind of nice because it gives you almost a boost. So when I was shooting some Canadian geese down at the park, it got me really close to them, and I actually kind of liked that the 4K had a crop. Mind you, if you have the Canon R5 and you're shooting in 8K, you could probably still crop in and get excellent imagery with the full frame sensor. So there's that. Most of the time, I personally find myself filming in HD wide angle vlogging. So the 4K crop doesn't overly affect me. If I'm doing client work and they're requesting 4K, that's fine. I just work around the crop. Is what it is. I was shooting with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera before. It had a crop as well, so I'm kind of used to shooting with a crop. So the EOS R does 8-bit internal and 10-bit external. It does mean you kind of need to get an external recorder to get the most out of the video functions of this camera, but the 8-bit internal looks really good. Honestly, straight out of camera, it looks good. So I don't know. I personally was shooting with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera 6K before the EOS R, and once I started shooting more and more with the EOS R, it just suited my workflow, and I really liked the image out of camera. It was kind of a treat to just have it look good right out of camera. So there's that. So some final thoughts. I highly recommend the EOS R, especially looking at the price. The amount of price you save buying the EOS R over something like the R5 is enough money to buy some nice RF glass. And I recently did a lens comparison looking at RF glass compared to my EF F4 glass, and it's night and day. I'm looking into buying RF glass now because of how much sharper it looks. So yeah, my personal opinion is I would say if you're new to the mirrorless game, if you're just looking into buying mirrorless, buy the EOS R, buy mirrorless glass, and then upgrade your mirrorless body later down the road once you have a mirrorless kit of glass to work with. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got something from it. I personally really suggest this camera. I love it. I'm still using it. I'm filming with it right now. The autofocus is on point. I highly recommend it. So if you like the video, make sure to engage with it in some way, and thanks so much. Until next time, peace.